Yo, hello everyone. Hello, welcome to a new live stream for the daily crypto market. Again, stock market. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen today. Welcome everyone. What do we have today? Arcane, Edroy, Julio, Esprite, Colby, Felix, P-Dog. Welcome all of you guys. Nice to see you here. And of course, I wish you to have a nice day and, of course, a successful trading. Let's see what's going on. Of course, with NASDAQ today was our main list. Of course, as usual, SPX, gold, silver, Nvidia, and Tesla. We have some special requests from our Discord and Arcane asking for CRWV as usual. Edroy, keep up the good work, bro. Could you cover UEC? Thank you, buddy. Of course, we are always there. Well, I'm trying my best always. And yeah, glad that you are there. So, good morning, KG from Julio. Please analyze Shopify. Shopify, all right. This is Sprite. Hello, could I request NOW? All right. Yes. Service now, please. Okay. You're very welcome. And Kobe, hello, buddy. Nice to see you. Felix, hello. P-Dog, what's up, KG? Hope you're doing great. I am doing well. Thank you, buddy. I hope you do the same. A quick look at DELL. All right. Yes. So let's start, guys. We are earlier today. So 10 minutes for NASDAQ. We start here. So basically with NASDAQ, as I mentioned today, okay, we still, of course, here in a potential something bullish unfolding toward the upside. Of course, this trend upward looks kind of like 5 ways up, right? And we are expecting, of course, a such a move. As I mentioned, of course, before yesterday, right? And yesterday I mentioned we need, of course, a retracement. We need a correction. We need a potential ABC here for probably wave 2 and then moving for higher. Or it can be, of course, wave A, B, and a C. Now, in case that we're still gonna see lower prices and this is gonna play something complex like a W, X, and a Y, something like this internally, because of course of the impulse here is a little bit weird with this wave 2. You cannot really clearly see it, but probably with this gap it was covered already with the extended hours. Maybe here as a 1-2 probably we have a retracement and we cannot see it here, and of course we might be in a clear impulse as A, B, and a C, or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in case that we're still looking for something lower, we have to be careful, of course, from a big W, X, and a Y. W, 3 ways up for an X, and 3 ways down for a wave Y. Meaning A, B, and a C zigzag here. Might be unfolding. But I doubt it still, right? I still doubt it. And that because, of course, of this structure here where we have already kind of like 5 ways expanding diagonal. Which it might be, of course, a finished running flat expected, of course, since the last Friday, failing to take the low within 5 ways and then start to move for higher, which, of course, this is exactly what we saw. Now, key levels, of course, between bearish, meaning the ABC here for something bigger, and for a finished running flat and we move higher, is, of course, the 886 here. So we're going to remove this. And we're gonna have a new level here for wave 2 here. So the wave 2 first, minimum target should be the 0.38, meaning this drop should take the 25K 277. Okay, so this is a minimum requirement here. So I'm gonna put my first blue box there. And this might be, of course, a potential testing area here, right? So we're gonna put it as testing area. And probably if we fail it, we might move to the next one, all right, in this area. So one of these areas should, of course, unfold something toward the upside. Unless, of course, if we fail both and we take the 886, well, 24K is the next target directly. Okay, so this is how we have to interpret the next price action, guys. So whether from here we move up or from there we move up, If we break them, we simply continue towards the 24K, for NASDAQ. And that means, of course, this is a bigger wave 4 here, or longer also. And then we still need, of course, one more high. It's very rare to just like drop down, okay? Unless it wants to finish here something very, very weird, yeah. But I mean, it's kind of impossible, guys, normally. But I don't know. This wave 5 is corrective, right? It's not something impulsive. So therefore, there is some maybe bigger correction here unfolding and then one more high. So this is what I'm expecting for NASDAQ. For SPX 500, we have also a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 as well. The wave 5 is very weird and, of course, looking corrective. Again, the same scenario in an expanding diagonal wave C potential running flat, finishing around the middle, failing to take the low. We see a signal of strength. And of course, on the 15-minute chart, we can see as well something moving higher. Now, I'm not really convinced with this kind of an impulse, but still fine. Probably you have an extended wave 1, and within this gap in the weekend, you might have a wave 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And you have kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, but I don't really like it, but still fine, okay? It's still fine. It still can be considered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we drop down a little bit for a wave 2. The same thing has to repeat itself here with SPX, where you might have the 0.38, right, where our testing area, first one, and then of course we might get the second one, of course, again in this area. All right, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen now. This has rebounded perfectly from the 886 here, which is of course has rebounded. Sorry, not the 886. Has rebounded from the potential 1-2 here, but of course this cannot be a 1-2. Sorry, here 1-2. Yeah, so it cannot be a 1-2 because of course taken, right? The low is taken. So basically right now, if we fail this area and then coming to this area and we fail it again, so of course we're dropping down for lower here for the SPX again, of course, which is in confluence with the invalidation of bullish, meaning if you are here in a 1-2 and then wave 3, this is your wave 4. So we gotta be careful for, because of course if we drop here, that might means kind of confirmation for a bear market. So we gotta be careful, because anyway, if you want to take this low, that means invalidation of bullish taken here, interfering with the zone 1, which is not good. And that is a signal, of course, that something very, very bad is gonna happen. The same, I think, yes, almost the same, yes, for NASDAQ. So for NASDAQ, if you are in ABC here, that it wants to drop and break those levels, and we come to the 24K, this is also your zone 1. So that means we simply continue for something very deep. So this is what we have to, but we still have a lot of levels here to break, of course, the testing areas in both NASDAQ and SPX. So to be watched first, the minimum target for them for SPX is 6,760. So this is a minimum target where we might start to rebound, okay, in case we are in a corrective wave, and then we continue for higher from there. Okay, so this is regarding SPX as well here. Let's see the gold. So for the gold, we are at 17 minutes. We'll see what happened in the gold today. So for the gold, very interesting as well. I mentioned also on X today and Instagram. Don't forget, of course, to go and follow there, because I update every day something interesting. So for the gold today, it was updated as well in the morning for the key levels, bullish and bearish scenario. So you can find them, of course, on Instagram and X. So basically, what we have here as a testing area, of course, we're still testing one last one for something to drop down. We have a signal of strength. We have passed the 1-to-1 fib level, which is very interesting, and we're still looking strong. And that means, of course, if you are in double 1-2, as we mentioned before, this can start, of course, to be the scenario. All right. Knowing that I don't like this wave one here, the first one, which it looks like clearly three waves, but I have another, I don't have any other option here rather than to consider it like something internally finished. Yeah, like it can be even like kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diagonal, but yeah, I don't like it so much, guys. Even as diagonal, it doesn't look so. But the price action here says that yes, there is a possibility, especially after breaking the 1-to-1 fib level. So regarding the complexity here, well, okay, you have to take it from there, the answer, all right? So if we are in 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1, 2 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, meaning you still have a lot of 4, 5, 4, 5 towards the upside. And that might, of course, surpass our testing area. And our target, of course, might be here around the 4,600 and 4,520. So very interesting, of course. Now, that is, of course, unfortunately, of course, the possibility to have kind of like a W, X, and a Y is there, of course. Once you finish maybe an impulse here, one more high, maybe it's gonna play. Yeah, so until the next testing area. Especially that there is a risk here a little bit to have an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, three ways up, and then you drop down. So we gotta be careful with this scenario as well. Of course, it's a little bit far also the scenario for the invalidation, not so much, but here we go. This level is invalidation of bullish right now. Meaning if we come back to this area or to this price 4,045, that might means of course invalidation, and it means of course we might drop down. Okay. So if we drop to here 4,000, consider it, yeah, it's done. There is nothing bullish here. It has finished kind of three waves, and we drop, of course, towards the downside here. Okay, so this is our key level again for the bearish scenario. Now, regarding this move toward the upside, you still need, of course, something higher. You still need one more high at least, because you have kind of like several 1-2s here. 4, 5, 4, and a 5, probably even just to finish a wave, be in a wave Y as well. Okay, so it's still very possible testing area, and we might drop down. But if the things will show correction here, which it might be, of course, a longer wave 4 and a 5, that becomes interesting for the bullish. Okay, here where the things become interesting for higher, or where you know that something higher is looking for the gold, right, as a price. 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, new all-time high, potential targets, of course, the 4,600. Yeah, so these are the possibilities and, of course, the readings for the gold here. So I'm going to arrange this. And the next one is going to be the silver, which is, it might give us even much more insights for the gold as well, which is almost the same, but clearer price action. So with the silver, we have here a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. We have an ABC toward the upside, right? Three ways, which it might be your W. You have a three ways down, X, and you have right now a wave Y. Probably unfolding as a zigzag as well, maybe A, B, and a C, and then 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5. So we are in the testing area here, of course. This is a testing zone, which is also very close to the 1-to-1 fib level still. Now, of course, we broke it, but still, of course, you are at the end of the structure here. Unless we get something corrective and we continue toward the upside, and that means, of course, that something very bullish might be unfolding as well. But I doubt it again, and that because, of course, of the three ways. Now, what is much more clearer in the silver is that you cannot really count like 1, 2, 1, 2 like the gold. And if you want to count here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, this is looking a little bit confusing. But wave 4 kind of like basically, yeah, interfered exactly with the wick there, with the zone 1. And that means, of course, it's hard to call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus the wave 3 somehow looks like a little bit shorter than the wave 1 and the wave 5, so which is not allowed. Okay, so yeah, so these are the possibilities here As well for the silver, same as for the gold, but in a clearer view. You're still very close for the 1-to-1 fib level, meaning rejection is very high. Possibility you are in the testing area already, so very high to drop down. You are at the end of the structure in a WXNY 3 ways up, so also the possibility is high to drop down. Unless, again, the signal is a correction channel here that you might get, maybe sideways or even 3 waves, and then moving for higher again. In this case, yes, we can start to talk something bullish, but don't forget that you are still here in WX and Y, so you need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave C here to finish an ABC. Okay, so before thinking just like directly bullish, even you still have an ABC. So you need after it even another correction for a wave 4 to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So yeah, it's not easy. I would say this wave 5 always they are not easy as the same as for a wave 3. But if this is the case, well, it can be, guys, unless we drop down. If we drop down, well, because you have an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a very clear impulse. The probability goes higher that we might drop down, guys. Okay, so we gotta be careful. Next target might be a wave C here at $44 and $41. Okay, so higher possibility because of this wave A is impulsive. We might drop down, guys. Okay, the possibility to move for higher again. We need correction, move up, correction, and then moving up again. Okay, but yeah. So these are the possibility. Good morning, Shailesh. Nice to see you. All right. So that's for the metals. And let's see Nvidia today. So for Nvidia, we're starting at 25 minutes. All right. So Nvidia. Okay. So for Nvidia, as we mentioned, we are still here in a potential something as corrective, of course. ABC can be running flat or it can be 1, 2. Well, you cannot call 1, 2 again. Therefore, you have to consider it as WX and a Y finished or running flat finished. And you move again toward the upside, meaning very likely that you simply finish the wave 2 and the wave Y over there. And we start to see something impulsive here on the 15-minute chart. Now on the 15-minute chart, you can see kind of like a very extended wave 1, right? But very, very shallow wave 2, which I don't trust it so much so often. And you get, of course, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave 3, and then 4 and a 5. Okay, so 3, 4, and a 5. But I don't like it so much because of the wave 2, but I have no other option, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Probably we're looking here for two possibilities, whether you are in a zigzag ABC upward or you are in a wave 2. You are looking, of course, for the same targets here for a wave 2, the minimum requirement at 192. Or if we fail it, then of course we drop down for the perfection for a wave 2, 0.618, 0.786. Breaking this level, of course, that means we are bearish here, probably meaning like we're looking for something very low, meaning big correction. And it might be, of course, something like ABC. Okay, so we gotta be careful, like 3 ways down, 3 ways up, and then big wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, so we gotta be careful with this one, which it might be, of course, yeah, something very meaning that probably that you might have finished there. Okay, wave 1, something like 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and there is no extension, because all of this is an extension, guys. Don't forget that you can count 1, 2, and you can count wave 3, wave 4, wave 5 over there for a finished wave 1. Now, because we saw higher prices, the same for NASDAQ, by the way, and SPX, because we saw higher prices, we start to count an extension, and because, of course, we saw a leading diagonal. And this leading diagonal, of course, might be something, yeah, moving for higher still. And so far, we're still in this scenario, okay, that we might be in an extension. Therefore, of course, the highest possibility here is for the wave 1 to be there. Okay, so this is what I want to say. But if the things turns bearish, of course, like where we gonna get our indication here if we fail. Yeah, so then I have to bring the wave 1 to there, which of course it has failed the extension here. Very simple. And turn it into a big ABC, right? And then your wave 1 come back to here, and then ABC, expanding flat for a deep correction. And the same might happen, of course, for NASDAQ and SPX, because I'm going to explain it as well. So for NASDAQ, for example, here, where we are looking potentially for this potential wave 1 in a wave 5, don't forget also that it can be that you have 1, 2, and potentially that you might have finished kind of like a wave 3 over there, and this is the correction for the wave 4 and a 5. And that means, of course, we don't have an extension here. It is simply 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And because we saw, of course, some higher prices as an impulse, if you remember, we start to build some kind of an extension. Yeah, but this might turn into something, of course, very bearish, which can be, of course, kind of like ABC, but very, very horrible. You know, like a wave A, just like that, a very extended wave V, and then wave C. So, yeah, it's very hard. In case it turns also into running flat, it might be, but even the running flat is going to be a hard one. Okay, so it might dump really hard, at least even if it fails to take the low. It can be like the wave 4 extended to there, yeah. But this is the most bearish scenario, guys. It's too early to really talk about it, right? Right. So let's see Tesla, guys, at 29 minute 30. So for Tesla, I think we're still looking for this possible target, right? Where we are looking for the 516. Now, of course, for the 1 hour chart, we can see clearly that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 here. We have 5 ways up. So the things also from our testing area. So this one so far has succeeded to move up. And potentially we might, of course, see some higher prices as, of course, leading diagonal wave 1, ABC or WXNY in a wave 2, and we move in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, of course, to reach the target, which is should be 516 here. Because, of course, also it is a precision here taken from this diagonal, right? So we have a wave 5 as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is, of course, your 1-to-1 fib level taken from the A, the triangle wave B, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 to finish exactly there. A, B, and a C. Okay. So, yep. So that's it for Tesla as well. Let's see your special request here, and starting with MU at 31 minutes. All right, so Micron Technologies. Okay, I think we did this before. Yes. So for this one, we have here a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Wave A or a wave 1. We have a correction wave B or a wave 2, right? So it's a good start, very good start. And then we move toward the upside. Now, what we are looking at is a potential several 1, 2s. And you have, of course, a leading diagonal here again. And potential wave 3 unfolding right now, as, of course, we can see. Now, this wave 3 has to reach at least this blue zone, and obviously it is reaching it as expected. So probably that you might get here, the 1.618, very likely, especially that the structure is not finished yet. And you're still looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 at least here. My expectation for this setup is a 2.618, even honestly. I think that it might unfold toward the upside, 2.618, 474. This momentum looks very, very strong for the bullish actually. And that's why I'm expecting something very strong to move for higher. Everything's still going well as expected, and you are still looking for higher. Don't forget that this structure is not finished yet, of course, and you passed the expanding flat fib level. You already exceeded, and that means, of course, you are in an impulse here and not in an expanding flat. Okay, it is an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 to reach probably 474. And that means, of course, this might ends up your wave 3 here, and then 4 and a 5, 4 and a 5, continuation to close all your 1, 2s here with some 4, 5s. Okay, so very nice one, by the way. Interesting one, right? Let's put here Micron Technologies. Okay, for NNE, which is nano nuclear energy. Okay, we obviously we took a look on this, but still very fresh on the all-time history as well. Yes, it is a diagonal. You finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Obviously, they are of course zigzags here, and you drop down. Okay, so we drop down. We're looking for the minimum target here again as a potential wave one. If you are in a wave one, you look at least for a wave two in 0.38 here. Okay, so at least. So nothing has changed yet, of course, with the scenario, and you're still looking for lower for this one. Okay. Now, despite, of course, that you might rebound a little bit, it can be, but don't forget, of course, that you need to finish 3 waves. Yep, and not just one wave here, right? So if we get a rebound somewhere, yes, it can be a wave B in a wave two. So A, B, and a C also a possibility there, right? So don't forget also this one. But the impulse, of course, is going for higher prices. We cannot get any target yet because, of course, currently we're aiming for lower, right? So we're aiming at least for the $20. So this one is still the same. Nothing yet, of course, to see. For 34 minutes for Netflix here. All right, so for Netflix, we are, there you go. So for Netflix, we are here also in a potential wave 5, I think. Let me check. Yes, in a potential wave 5, probably in case that we finish a wave 4. And that means, of course, internally, let me check. Yes, so the wave 4 here, I think that we might still need to move for lower. Let me check. This wave 4 is based on this wave 2. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave 3, 4, and a 5. Yes, everything looks fine. So yes, I think that this might still need one more low, guys. And how it is, of course, in a potential ABC here. This can be clearly also an ABC zigzag, so be careful. It can be an A, B, and a C as well. Which it can be, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to finish it there. Okay. Currently, you didn't took the invalidation yet. In case that this is a 1, 2, let me check. Okay. Yes, taken. And that means, of course, it might transform it to something diagonal here. Be careful. It might be, of course, something like that, right? In a diagonal and ending diagonal, of course. Okay, so meaning you are in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Now, of course, preferably to take the fib levels here, but don't forget that this is logarithmic. So if you take here the fib levels linear, you gotta be careful. You might be there. So on the linear, you have to, of course, 0.23 perfectly in 3 ways, but only in W, X, and a Y. But be careful from one more additional wave down as a wave 5 for a wave C and not W, X, and Y, meaning ABC. It might take one more low before moving to the same target that we are expecting, 1,900, 2,360. Okay, so yeah, that's it for Netflix. Let's see the next one, which is CRWV. Raja asking for MSFT, Microsoft. Yes, we can see this. So CRWV, for this one, CoreWeave. Basically, we have of course potentially hit the perfect target for wave two, right? In a potential 1-2 here. And if this is a case scenario, that means of course you would like to see a reaction toward the upside. But actually, I don't see any kind of like nice reaction here on the 4 hours chart. So if you are in a diagonal here, this ABC 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, that is a little bit extending so much, meaning wave 5 is becoming like more extended, and that of course is gonna take the 886. So we gotta be careful. Unless you are of course in W, X, and a Y, your wave Y is a zigzag here, and you're gonna finish like 1 2 3 4 5 without hitting the 886, meaning one more low. But you need of course correction and one more low without hitting the 886, and you move for higher, um, which it might of course be the case here. So be careful. Or another scenario, it can be, I think here, double 1 2, even 3 4 5 4 5. Well, also very possible 1 2 3 4 5 for the last wave 5, but that means one more low. Hopefully you don't take the 886, because if you do, be careful. Higher possibility to take this low then, unless of course, yeah, it's still gonna move for higher. But you need a reaction. Okay, you need a good reaction. 5 ways up, 3 down, and then you move for up. You break the high. Without this, of course, reaction, you cannot say that you are safe for bullish. Yep, so that's it for this one. At 39 minutes, we go UEC. Okay, UEC, uranium energy. Okay. For this one, okay, it's not like perfection, but still, of course, impulsive in a wave one here. It can be also ABC as well, right? But actually, I think here we pass so much the other one-to-one fib level, or not yet now. So yeah, we are at it right now. So be careful. But basically, if you have an ABC, well, the ABC has to finish up there. Yeah. So a around blue here. And that means, of course, you might be in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. The wave 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. 1.618, still the same target, which is around also the $17 already taken. But anyway, I still see, of course, something moving for higher here, because you are impulsive and you're looking at a wave 4 probably finished and one more high to hit the blue box. So everything still, of course, here as expected. I'm still expecting around this area to be hit. In case that we come very really high and we break the one-to-one fib level where we are right now, under it a little bit, and that means, of course, that you might be in a bullish scenario, which is, of course, the wave 3, which it might extend a little bit, 4 and a 5 toward the upside. Okay, so you start something very, very bullish. But don't forget the wave 4 is going to take a lot of time based on this wave 2 there. Okay, so this wave 2 is a little bit very long in time. All right, that was for uranium energy. For the Shopify, we're looking at the 41 minute. All right, for Shopify, okay. Yes, we did it before, of course. We have an ABC toward the upside, or a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, obviously, followed by several 1, 2s. Now, of course, Shopify is grinding up, right? And we're still looking for a new high here, and that means a confirmation for higher. Target is still the same. I don't see anything interrupting this scenario, okay? Especially here, if you okay, the only thing that it might still be is the wave B, which is still very close to the 1.38, taken from the A 3 ways down, 3 ways up, in case, because yes, it can be very clearly 3 ways up, and that you move down. So be careful within this wave C that it might still hit, of course, this blue box. How do we know? Well, if you see continuation for lower. So what I would like to see, because we gotta be careful here, you have a potential 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5. It is an impulse, which it can be 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5 for lower prices. So yeah, you gotta be careful with Shopify. Can be, guys, yeah, aiming for this lower. Target for higher still the same, but you would like to see, of course, a signal of strength, and also to take at least the 1.38, 162. So you would like to take it again on the hourly chart here. You want to see the price ranging above it. Okay, if we see the price ranging above, that might be, of course, a key level here, because you don't want to see this around the 1.38. That might unfold a wave B. Okay, so be careful with it. All right, let's see. NOW, or now it's called. Okay, service now. All right, so for this one, on the all-time history, we are looking here at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 very clearly. We have several 1, 2s again, 3, 4, 5. So very nice. And yes, I was expecting a triangle and still playing so far perfectly, right? So still perfectly playing there. Let me check if the invalidation taken. Well, not yet, but I think it's gonna be taken. And that means, of course, it might unfold, of course, a deeper triangle here, like A, B, C, D, and a E, unless you simply continue for higher. If the price stays above this number 840, that means, of course, very likely that you move for the target. If we break the 840, that means, of course, you might be here in a deeper correction, A, B, and a C, D, and a E, and then moving for higher. If you even break lower and you get like really impulsive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, you gotta be careful with this one because it might unfold something very, very deep, meaning big A, B, and a C here, right? And don't forget that this still can be, of course, turning into something very complex, but I doubt it, of course. We're looking for higher at the end. Now, the question mark is how much deep this correction is gonna be, or if it is ready already, because here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 after triangle. All right, so DELL, we are looking at 44 minute 30 for DELL. All right. DELL Technologies. Okay, so for DELL, we're looking also at the daily here 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Wave 5 is still unfolding. Now, we didn't took the high yet, so be careful. It might transform to a short wave C here. As an A, B, and a C, I don't like it. And I see it somehow that it might happen. Be careful because, of course, of the signal. Or you might be in 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 towards the upside. Confirmation that we're gonna drop down, that the things are turning very corrective, is of course by taking the 886 here for this wave 2. Okay, so what you would like to see right now, since we failed so far, or you passed the 0.38 and this area, I think the next area to be watched or to be tested is this one. Okay, unless of course the price move for higher from there, but to be watched. Even watch, of course, exactly the 137. What's gonna be the reaction, and then we take it, of course, from there in case you continue as bullish. But the problem again is that is this move here as a 1-2, and of course, if you are finishing something here, it can be an A, B, and a C very short, meaning three ways down, three ways up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that might turns, of course, very, very bearish. So be careful. Unless, of course, 1, 2. And then your wave 3 is there. Your wave 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So meaning you want to see the reaction here moving up. Okay. For after a wave 2. All right. That it regarding Dell. Let's see. Let's see Microsoft at 46 minutes 30, and let's take also SQM for Hungo. All right, so MSFT. So what do we have here for Microsoft? Of course, on the weekly is a potential, of course, wave 3 still looking if finished, right? And probably we were looking for something deeper, unless, of course, some extension are unfolding. So basically, after a wave B, we're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Your wave 5 is double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and a 5. So it can be finished, yeah? But basically, the fib levels still can be, of course, 0.618, 858. And that means you would like to see an extension as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 here in an extended wave 5. So that means in case that you are still bullish here, you would like to test this area first as well as a wave 2 as an impulse. So if we're moving for lower, if the price stays above this, and that means, of course, you might still looking for higher. Okay. In case you are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we extend this wave 5, probably this wave 3 with it, and then we look for a deeper wave 4. But yeah, we'll see, guys. On the lower time frame here, you are impulsive. Okay, so be careful. It looks very impulsive. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, 4 and a 5. It is an impulse. Wave 1 or wave A, B, and a C testing area. All right, so be careful. In a wave 2, and then moving for higher one more time again. Okay, so that's it for Microsoft. And for SQM, we are at 48 minute 30 for SQM. Sociedad, okay. But this is US. Okay, this is something Chile. But I'm not sure if related to to NASDAQ, but still fine. I hope that it is a nice chart also. Okay, it's fine. Um, so what we have here is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, something wrong here going on. Okay, it's a double 1, 2. It has transformed. Okay, so you have kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 here, and you got another 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, so okay, this is your A potential A. You're looking for B and a C, or you're looking for a big wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well for higher. So basically, in both case scenario, if you are in a wave C, you would like to see 5 ways up. Now this has started to look like kind of like a diagonal, but your wave 4 obviously longer than the wave 2 here. Yeah, so probably yes or not. Let me check. Copy paste. Yeah, not yet, guys, not yet. So it's still, yeah, you still have a gap here within this wave 4. So yes, there is a potential of diagonal still there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means you would like to see wave 5 as diagonal exactly there in this blue box here. 107, 100, 153. And this, of course, your target. Now, if you break it, if we break this 1-to-1 fib level, that means wave 5 is longer wave 3, no diagonal, meaning 1-2-1-2. Wave 3 is unfolding toward the upside. Okay, this is what it might be the case. And of course, you need first 4-5-4-5 to call a wave 3, and then 4 and a 5. Okay, guys, so it might be very, very high. But you need to break the 239 for this, okay, before calling such a scenario. As bearish, be careful as well. It can be, of course, a wave A, wave B, and you're looking for wave C downward. Confirmation for this, well, taking simply the low again, because if you take this low, invalidation of bullish. Why? Because if you take it, guys, you invalidate first the diagonal, yeah, because your wave 4 is not shorter than wave 2 anymore. Plus, you are in 3 waves. And if you take this low, meaning, of course, yes, you're following this low, and that means, of course, it's kind of like, can be like an A, B, and a C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toward the downside, expanding flat. And that means, of course, longer wave B, longer wave 2, and then pushing higher later on. All right, so that was it, guys, for today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your likes and comments. Don't forget, of course, to support and to follow on Insta and on X for more updates. I'm updating also the stocks there. So if you are interested as well, that would be also beneficial for you. Yep. So I wish you